Personal Lines Insurance Exam Practice. Welcome to the quiz. What does permissive use mean in the context of an auto policy? Is it A, the named insured has given the driver permission to use the vehicle? Or B, the state permits the vehicle to be on the road? C, the insurer permits the named insured to drive? Or D, any use of the vehicle is automatically permitted? The answer is A. Permissive use means a person other than the named insured or household member is driving the covered auto with the permission or implied permission of the named insured or family member, extending liability coverage to that driver. State road permission is registration. Insurer permission is not required. Automatic any use is not true, as permission is needed. Because permissive use relies on permission from the insured, this defines it. Next question. An auto policy's transportation expenses coverage, Part D, Coverage 6, provides reimbursement for: is it A, lost wages due to an accident? Or B, the cost of renting a car after a covered loss? C, public transportation costs for commuting? Or D, towing charges? The answer is B. Transportation expenses, also called rental reimbursement, pays for rental car costs or other transportation while the covered vehicle is being repaired due to a covered collision or comprehensive loss. Lost wages are not covered. Commuting is unrelated. Towing is separate. Because it reimburses rental after covered loss, this is its function. Next question. The military personnel provision in an auto policy often allows for what? Is it A, lower premiums for active duty members? Or B, coverage to be suspended without premium while the vehicle is in storage during deployment? C, automatic coverage for any government vehicle? Or D, waiver of all traffic violations? The answer is B. The military personnel or garaging provision often allows active duty members to suspend physical damage coverage on a stored vehicle during deployment without paying premiums for that coverage, reducing costs while away. Lower premiums may apply separately. Government vehicles are separate. Violations are not waived. Because suspension during deployment helps military members, this is the allowance. Next question. What is the main function of towing and labor coverage in an auto policy? Is it A, to pay for a rental car after a collision? Or B, to reimburse for towing costs and on-site labor, like a flat tire change? C, to cover the cost of all mechanical repairs? Or D, to pay for roadside assistance club memberships? The answer is B. Towing and labor coverage pays for towing the covered vehicle to a repair facility and for on-site mechanical labor, such as changing a flat tire, jump-starting a battery, or delivering fuel when the vehicle is disabled due to a covered cause. Rental car is separate loss of use. Mechanical repairs are collision or comprehensive. Roadside clubs are external services. Because it specifically covers towing and roadside labor, this is its main function. Next question. If two insurance policies cover the same loss on a primary basis, which common other insurance clause might apply to determine how the loss is shared? Is it A, pro rata clause? Or B, excess clause? C, escape clause? Or D, primary clause? The answer is A. A pro rata clause in other insurance provisions shares the loss proportionally between two or more policies on a primary basis based on their limits, so each pays its share of the total coverage. Excess clause makes one policy pay only after the other is exhausted. Escape clause attempts to avoid liability if other coverage exists. Primary clause is not standard terminology. Because pro rata fairly apportions the loss among equal primary policies, this is the clause that applies. Next question. In a personal auto policy, what does non-owned auto coverage typically apply to? Is it A, a vehicle owned by the insured but not listed on the policy? Or B, a vehicle owned by the insured's resident spouse? C, a temporary substitute vehicle while the insured's car is being repaired? Or D, a vehicle owned by the insured's employer and used for business? The answer is C. Non-owned auto coverage is part of the liability section in a personal auto policy, and it provides protection when the insured is legally responsible for an accident while driving a vehicle they do not own and that is not listed on their policy. A temporary substitute vehicle such as a loaner or rental car used while the insured's own covered auto is being repaired, serviced, or disabled due to a covered loss qualifies as a non-owned auto under standard policy definitions. A vehicle owned by the insured but not listed is usually not covered at all unless specifically added. A vehicle owned by a resident spouse is typically considered a household vehicle and may need to be listed or is covered under household rules. A vehicle owned by the employer and used for business generally requires commercial or hired and non-owned coverage, not personal auto. The classic and most common application of non-owned coverage is for temporary substitute vehicles, making the other options incorrect. That's it for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Tell us how many you scored out of 6 in the comments, and let me know what topic I should post next. Bye.